The Litter Queen. Today we are going to start a new ORT series and it's about the Litter Queen. Let's see what it has to say. Wilf and Wilma's mom and dad took some of the children for the picnic. They went to a place called White Horse Hill. It was a warm summer's day and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. It was a perfect day for a picnic in the country. Wilma's mom had brought lots of food so everyone had something to carry. We'll have our picnic at the bottom of the hill, she said. I know a good place to sit. Wilma's dad spread out a rug and everyone sat down. This is a great picnic, said Biff. These sandwiches are really good, and this is a great place on a day like this, said Wilma. I can see for miles. You can see even more from the top of the hill, said Wilma's dad. After the picnic, the children wanted to walk up the hill. Biff and Wilf began to run ahead. They both wanted to be first to get to the top. I'll race you up there, called Biff. Wilma's mom called everyone back. Look at all the litter you have left behind, she said. Well, litter is a rubbish such as paper cans, which we left lying in the public or open places. So that's a litter or rubbish, junk, you can say. Wilf's mom made the children pick up the litter. She told them to put it in a bag. We'll take the litter back into the car with the picnic things, she said. This place would look terrible if everyone left cans and packets behind. They took the picnic things back to the car. Then they walked up the hill. It took quite a long time to get to the top. Everyone sat down for a rest. That's right, said Wilma. I can see for miles and miles. The houses and cars look really small. A strange looking aircraft flew past. What's that? Asked Chip. It looks like a flying chair. It's a microlight, said Wilma's dad. Well, microlight is a very small aircraft and it is lightweighted, having one or two seats inside. That's a microlight. It's a microlight, said Wilma's dad. I suppose it is a bit lighter, like a chair with wings. I'd love to fly in one, said Biff. I wouldn't, said Chip. It doesn't look safe. They walked through a wood. Floppy ran in and out of the trees. Suddenly he yelped. Oh no, said Chip. Look at Floppy. I think he's hurt himself. Floppy couldn't walk properly. He started to limp. His paw was bleeding. Wilma's mom looked at Floppy's paw. It looks as if he's cut it, she said. Will found a broken bottle. He must have cut it on his, he said. Wilma's mom was angry. It's so dangerous to leave broken bottles lying about, she said. The children wanted to play cricket, so they had a game before they went home. Floppy tried to join in, but he couldn't because his paw was too sore. Poor old Floppy, said Biff. Just his luck to step on some broken glass. At last, it was time to go home. Thank you for taking us, said the children. All this fresh air has made me hungry. said Wilma's dad. Maybe we can stop for something to eat on the way home. Hooray, said everyone. Everyone wanted chicken and soups. Chicken and chips, sorry. So Wilma's dad stopped to get some. I wonder why food tastes better when you eat it outside, said Wilf. It tastes better or it tastes good because we are all hungry, said Wilma's dad. When they had finished, Chip and Wilf looked for a litter bin. See, you can see this litter bin and the left lying and rubbish left lying outside. For the litter bin, there was only one bin and it was full. Chip threw his litter on the ground. I don't think we should do that, said Biff. Well, what else can we do? Said Wilf. The litter bin is full, so what does it matter? The children were tired after the picnic. Chip was glad to get into bed. The magic key was in the box next to Chip's bed.
Mama?
Suddenly, the children were tired after the picnic. Chip was glad to get into bed. The magic key was in the box next to Chip's bed. Suddenly, the key began to glow. Oh no, gasped Chip. Well, gasp mean to catch one's breath with an open mouth. When we say, "Ye kya?" like this. Oh no, gasped Chip. This means a magic adventure. And I am on my way. And I am on my own. Kipper's asleep and Biff is still downstairs. The magic whisked Chip through the door of the little house. He felt himself spinning round and round. Help, help, called Chip. He knew that he was not going to enjoy this adventure. I wish Biff was here, he thought. The magic took Chip to the Litter Queen's palace. It was a horrible place. There was litter and junk everywhere. The Litter Queen was sitting on her throne. She had two giant rats by her side. I knew this was going to be a bad adventure, thought Chip. Welcome to my kingdom, said the Litter Queen. You can start work right away. Start work? Gasped Chip. What do you mean? Your job is to help me spread litter and junk everywhere. There are still plenty of pretty places to spoil. The Litter Queen took Chip to her litter center. There were piles of litter and junk everywhere. It looks horrid. Horrid means very unpleasant, or you can say disagreeable when we are unhappy to do something. It looks horrid, said Chip, and it smells horrid. Horrid? Snapped the Litter Queen. She stamped her foot crossly. It's lovely, and it's time for you to do some work. The Litter Queen gave Chip a uniform to put on. Take a large bag and fill it with litter, she ordered. You can start by making a mess of a few parks and playgrounds. If you don't make a good job of it, I'll get very angry. Oh, I don't like this, thought Chip unhappily. The Litter Queen took Chip to a park. She told him to start spreading litter. The park looked tidy, but soon it was covered with cans and paper. Chip didn't want to spoil the park. It looked good before we came, he thought, but now it looks horrid. The Litter Queen watched Chip. Come on, come on, she shouted crossly. I want this park to look a complete mess. Chip wanted to throw all his litter in a bin, but he was afraid of the litter queen. This is a horrid adventure, he thought. These are my microlights, said the litter queen. I use them to spread litter all over the countryside. You will fly in this microlight, she said. Well, microlight I told you about in the very beginning, that these are the very lightweight and small aircrafts, and it has one or two seats inside. You can see over here, it's a microlight over here. They are giving a picture over here. See how many microlights you can see in the up in the sky. I don't want to, said Chip. I don't want to throw litter all over the countryside. How dare you, screamed the litter queen. Do as you are told. If you don't, I will lock you up with my giant rats. Chip was so frightened of the litter queen that he climbed on to the microlight. I wish this adventure was over, he thought. The microlight took off. Soon it was flying over the countryside. Chip held on tight. Below him, he could see meadows and fields. He could see streams and tiny houses. He could see woods and green hills. The countryside looked so pretty, he thought. Oh no, gasped Chip. That looks like the place where we had our picnic. I can see the wood where Floppy cut his paw. The microlight began to fly lower. This was the place he had to drop the litter. I don't want to drop litter here, he thought. I hate the magic key, said Chip. I don't like this adventure and I wish it was over. Suddenly, the microlight went out